the Toronto Maple Leafs fanbase received news that promises to ignite hope for better days ahead. On Tuesday, following a practice that brought a wave of anticipation, both Max Pacioretty and head coach Craig Berube spoke with the media, providing details about the imminent return of key players who have been sidelined. For fans eagerly awaiting good news, it was truly a moment of relief. It has been 3 weeks since we last saw Max Pacioretty in action. The veteran forward suffered a lower body injury that kept him out of games, frustrating his efforts to help the team during a crucial part of the season. But it seems that the wait may soon be over. To the delight of the fanbase, Pacioretty himself announced that he is recovering well and has been cleared to practice, which promises to energize the team's outlook. What makes this news even more exciting is that, in addition to Pacioretty, fellow veteran Max Domi has also been seen practicing with the team. They took part in extra skating sessions before Monday's practice and were back on the ice for Tuesday's session. This is a clear sign that the Maple Leafs are on the brink of having 2 important reinforcements. However, the confirmation that both players won't be back for tomorrow's game against Nashville brings a mix of anticipation and caution. In his press conference, coach Craig Berube made it clear that while both players are progressing, their return is still a matter of planning. They are doing well, but they're not ready for tomorrow's game against Nashville, Berube explained. This statement was a small splash of cold water for those hoping for an immediate return, but the coach's comments also brought hope for the near future. Pacioretty's own remarks were a highlight of the press conference. He shared that he didn't let the injury get him down and used the past weeks to improve different aspects of his game. "It's not a challenge, I've been down this road before, and I know it's about patience and hard work. I used this time to focus on areas that needed improvement, and I feel really good," said the confident veteran. With a history of injuries and successful comebacks, Pacioretty brings an optimism that cannot be overlooked. Even after just 8 games with the Leafs, Pacioretty has already shown that he can be a valuable asset. With 6 points scored, he added the experience and skill that the team needed. His absence was felt, especially during the last 5 games, when the team struggled to be effective offensively. Now, with his recovery well underway, he promises to be a key figure in the team's resurgence. Of course, the return of Pacioretty and Domi not only brings excitement but also creates significant decisions for the team. Fraser Minten and Nikita Grabenkin, 2 young players recently called up, have stood out and shown they deserve a place on the roster. Minten, with his energy and sharp instincts, and Grabenkin, with his physical and technical style of play, have brought new life to the team. With Pacioretty and Domi returning, the options for Berube and general manager Brad Treliving become more complicated. The question of managing the roster turns into a real puzzle. Keep the young players who have proven their worth or reintegrate experienced veterans who could elevate the team even more. Unless the Leafs opt to make strategic trades or moves, the solution might mean sending down young players who are waiver exempt in order to accommodate the return of their seasoned teammates. Longtime Leafs fan, known for her unwavering optimism, says, "We know the team has talent, but they need to ensure that everyone is playing at their best. Let's see if Pacioretty and Domi's experience makes a difference." But Berube and Treliving have a significant task ahead. While the return of Pacioretty and Domi brings relief and the promise of a more competitive team, it is also crucial that the team's chemistry remains intact. This period of strategic decision-making could determine whether the Leafs will continue to grow or face more challenges. Additionally, this is an opportunity for other players to solidify their roles in the team. Minten, for example, could make his case to become an important piece of the lineup. The question is whether the Maple Leafs will choose to invest more in developing their prospects or trust their veteran players to achieve immediate success. For now, Leafs fans should temper their excitement. Pacioretty and Domi won't be playing against Nashville just yet, but the fact that they are back on the ice is a renewed sense of hope. Pacioretty's comment that part of the process is beyond his control serves as a reminder that there are many challenges ahead. But one thing is certain, the return of Pacioretty and Domi, even if gradual, is a breath of fresh air for everyone involved. And if the Toronto Maple Leafs want to maintain the hope of a successful season, it's essential that Berube and Treliving handle the transition skillfully. Keeping everyone motivated and balancing the lineup to create the most optimal team will be key. At the end of the day, what matters is that the team becomes stronger and more cohesive, ready to face challenges and pursue the long-awaited Stanley Cup. The ice in Toronto may have melted a bit in the past few weeks, but with the returns of Pacioretty and Domi, the promise is that the temperature on the ice will rise once more. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, the Maple Leafs will find a path to glory. As the days roll by in the season, the excitement in Toronto grows steadily as fans begin to sense a shift in momentum. With Max Pacioretty and Max Domi nearing their returns to the ice, the Maple Leafs are finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel after an injury-riddled stretch. These two veterans, who have been sidelined for weeks, are crucial pieces to the puzzle that could propel the Leafs into a higher gear as they face the most demanding part of the season. Max Pacioretty, in particular, is a player with a storied career that fans have come to rely on for scoring and leadership. His return after a frustrating injury could bring the offensive boost that the Leafs have desperately needed. Pacioretty's previous track record in the league speaks for itself, and he's not only known for his goal-scoring abilities but also for his tenacity and grit. If he can stay healthy, his experience will be invaluable in the team's quest for postseason success. Domi, too, brings a different energy to the Leafs. A player known for his versatility and physicality, Domi's style complements the Leafs' offensive strategy well. His return to the ice will give coach Berube more options in terms of line combinations and matchups. Domi has the ability to spark things when the game slows down, and his return could rejuvenate the Leafs' attack, offering a fresh dynamic alongside their other star players. What's perhaps most intriguing about the impending returns of Pacioretty and Domi is how they will fit back into the lineup. Craig Berube, while cautious in his optimism, acknowledged that integrating the two players back into the fold will require careful consideration. The Leafs have developed a system that is working well in their absence, and suddenly making changes could disrupt the rhythm they've established. As much as Berube wants to have all his best players on the ice, he must balance those changes with the team's existing chemistry. Speaking of chemistry, the players who have stepped up in the absence of Pacioretty and Domi are no small part of the reason for the Leafs' recent success. Fraser Minten and Nikita Grabenkin have both proven that they are more than capable of stepping into the NHL spotlight. Minten, with his speed and creativity, has added an extra layer of depth to the Leafs' forward group, while Grabenkin's physicality has been a welcome addition to the team's bottom six. With young players like Minten and Grabenkin showing they can contribute at the NHL level, the looming decision about roster cuts or moves will certainly not be easy for Berube and general manager Brad Treliving. It's not just about getting the best lineup on paper, it's about keeping the balance between veteran presence and youthful energy. These tough decisions will undoubtedly be debated in the locker room and in the management offices for days to come. Toronto has always been a city that expects greatness from its hockey team. The Maple Leafs have an impressive history, but the pressure to win a Stanley Cup is ever present. For a franchise with such a passionate fanbase, the expectation is clear: the Leafs need to go all in this season. That's why the returns of Pacioretty and Domi couldn't come at a more crucial time. The Leafs are in a competitive division, and every game matters as they battle for playoff positioning. As much as Pacioretty and Domi's returns are essential to the team's success, the Leafs' overall performance will hinge on how they continue to play as a unit. The Leafs have shown flashes of brilliance this season, but there have also been moments of inconsistency. Whether it's a lack of offensive pressure or breakdowns in defensive coverage, the team still has areas to improve. If they can sharpen these areas and blend the returning veterans into their already solid core, they could become one of the most formidable teams in the league. Pacioretty's words after practice on Tuesday about using the time off to improve his game serve as a reminder that hockey is about more than just physical recovery. For many players, time away from competition allows for reflection and development.